It was one of those moody evenings, rain tapping on the pavement, city lights reflecting like little fireflies on the wet streets. I'd just finished a long, exhausting day at work. My feet were killing me from heels that looked better than they felt. The subway, completely down again. Power outage. Classic New York. So I stood under this tiny awning, rain dripping off the edge, and flagged down a taxi. A yellow cab rolled up, and I slipped inside, shaking off the rain. The driver gave me a quick glance in the mirror. Warm brown eyes, calm presence. "Where to?" he asked, his voice smooth, low. "Brooklyn Heights," I replied, barely holding my exhaustion in. As he pulled into traffic, there was something soothing about the way he drove. Confident but unhurried. Jazz played softly in the background. For the first time all day, I could breathe. His name, Jason Miller, was on the license. Simple, solid. That first ride, we barely spoke, but when I handed him the tip and said, "Thanks, Jason," something shifted. It felt personal. More than just rides. Over the next few weeks, I kept running into him, randomly, or so I thought. Out of thousands of taxis, his always seemed to find me. Little by little, we started talking. He asked about my job in advertising. I asked about his life as a cabbie. "Why not do something else?" I asked one day. He smiled. "I've tried, but driving, it gives me space to think, to breathe." And just like that, I saw him differently. Not just a driver, but someone deep, reflective, quietly kind. One day, I was falling apart. Work was a mess. My best friend bailed on me, and I was seconds from tears. I stepped outside, and there was Jason, like fate on four wheels. I got in without a word. He looked at me through the mirror. "Rough day?" "The worst," I whispered. He didn't try to fix it. He just turned up the jazz and started sharing silly stories about a tourist who paid in Monopoly money, a lady with a pet chicken, a scratch-off ticket that actually won. I laughed through my tears. It felt so good to just feel seen. Before I got out, he said something I'll never forget. "Whatever it is, it's temporary. Rain doesn't last forever." The shift to something real. After that, we weren't strangers anymore. We checked in on each other. He told me about his little sister in college. I told him about missing my family in Ohio. He shared that he writes poetry when traffic's slow. I mean, who would have guessed? We started scheduling rides on purpose. I had his number, and I used it more than I should have. One night, I had a fancy work event, a gala downtown. I wore my favorite black dress. When Jason pulled up, he looked at me, and I saw it, that warm, stunned kind of look. "You look, wow," he said softly. He even offered to wait outside for me, just in case I needed a ride home. And he meant it. An hour into the event, I found myself slipping out, and there he was, still there, leaning on the hood of the cab like something out of a movie. That night, we didn't go straight home. We drove aimlessly, talking about life, dreams, the way things might have turned out differently. "Do you ever wonder how one small moment changes everything?" he asked. "All the time," I said. "If I hadn't taken your cab that first night." And then we kissed, software real, the kind of kiss that rewrites everything. Closing, the ride that became forever. After that, we were more than just rides and conversations. We had coffee dates, walks in Central Park, and lazy dinners. I met his friends, he met mine. He dreamed of opening his own garage. I encouraged him. He encouraged me. We were building something, quietly, honestly. One rainy evening, nearly a year after we met, I stood under that same awning again. His cab pulled up, like always. But when I got in, there was a small box on the seat. "What's this?" I asked. "Open it," he said, smiling. Inside, A silver key. To what? Our place, if you want. Tears filled my eyes. I do. He leaned over and kissed me, just like the first time. Only now, everything had changed. He was a taxi driver, but he drove me straight into love.